it's shown very much for Sweden that we can be more profitable in an environmental friendly, climate friendly time than we was in the old fossil dependent economy. That has been a big question for companies since we started the work being fossil-free to 2045. First of all, a lot of companies, they only talked about extra cost and loss of jobs, etc., etc. But when they started to evaluate their business, it's shown that they can actually earn more money from a changed set of transformation to carbon-free industry. For instance, the biggest challenge is for steel industry. And in Sweden, they started a project called Hybrid with the state mining company LKAB, a private company, SSAB, that makes steels, and the biggest power company in Sweden, electric company Vattenfall. And they started this project Hybrid a couple of years ago, and now they produced the first fossil-free steel in the world a couple of months ago. And actually, the demand for fossil-free steel in rest of industry, rest of Europe, rest of the world is so big. They actually now decided to make the change 15 years earlier than what they said in the start, because they can earn more money from selling fossil-free steel than what they actually do in competition with fossil steel. So actually for them and for many others, it's shown that when you make the change, the market are very good for new products. We divided into 22 programs together with the industry, and then we take business for business in a quite big scale, and we try to attack every problem together with the industry. For instance, electromobility, cars, trucks, etc. We are a huge producer of trucks and cars in Sweden, and they now say that they could change all the engines to 2030 to battery instead of fossil diesel gasoline driven cars and trucks. So what we did from government, we invested together with the industry in 3 electromobility centers where they can actually test and evaluate their products for batteries. So that started, and that was support from the state and support from the European Union. And together with the industry, we have now invested some 350 million in that technology change. And after that, a battery factory came to Sweden and asked if they can make the first investment. So one of the big new industries in Sweden are battery industry. So it started in Skellefteå in the north, where we have cheap electricity, in a company called Northvolt. They are now building up a total new battery industry. They will employ about 3,000 people in the north, so that's a record for a new company. So the jobs the change create is actually more than the job that will be lost in the old fossil-dependent economy. So we're very optimistic. In the start, they were also very skeptic to the rapid change we want to do in Sweden and be carbon neutral already 2045. So they made a huge signing between employer and trade unions, and they asked the government to have a new support to be able to reskill midlife. And that was put in place 1st of January this year, and it's actually a fantastic plan, and we're really happy to provide the market with that. So a lot of people started in an industry, could be well-educated or blue-collar work. If they want to change career and want to change job in mid-life, it's very difficult if you're providing for your family, you have mortgage on your house, so it's really too expensive to take a year off. So this new plan gives the possibility for everybody in Sweden to have a year with 80% of your former salary to reskill mid-life. I think dialogue between trade unions are crucial, and it's so easy in Sweden, Norway, Finland, countries around here, to have a dialogue with the employers. And I want to say something quite crucial to some of my political friends also in Europe. in some countries, especially in former East, Slovakia, Czechia, Poland, etc., Bulgaria, where they have just transition programs, and the European funds provide them with funds for just transition, but where they don't even invite trade union to the talks about just transition. And I think actually the European system should say to all the member countries, if you don't invite workers, if you don't invite the trade unions, I don't think you should be able to have money from the fund, because they must be part of this rapid transition of their economy. So that is something I want to say, and I feel strongly that we should always invite also the trade unions.